I thought this would be simple. Spray the bottle, make a decision, put it on the shelf, or let it go. But every time I set one down, I feel it staring back at me. Not literally, obviously, but emotionally, it lingers. Like I've made a choice I'm not quite settled with. And lately, I've noticed a pattern. Even you noticed it. Someone commented the other day, almost every bottle ends up on your shelf, even the ones you say are just okay, starting to feel more like a snapshot than a purge. And they're right. That tension you're sensing, I feel it too. There's this constant quiet wrestling match happening, and the opponent isn't the fragrance, it's me. Some of these bottles I genuinely enjoy. Others I'm not so sure, and yet I keep them anyway. Why? Sometimes I tell myself I might grow into it. Other times I rationalize. If I sell it, I won't get much for it anyway. Might as well hold on to it. But let's be honest, those aren't fragrance decisions. That's hoarder logic. That's fear talking. And gifting them? That's complicated too. You give someone a scent that's tied to a memory, a moment, even a version of who you were, and they say, oh, thanks, I'll save this for a fancy dinner, maybe date night at the Sizzler. They're not trying to be dismissive, but they don't see what it is to you, and that gap makes it harder to give. This isn't just about perfume, it's about memory, control, identity. Scent goes straight to the emotional part of the brain. It bypasses logic. That's not some romantic metaphor, that's hardwired. So when I stare at a bottle I don't wear anymore, it's not just about use, it's about what it represents, who I was when I bought it, why I thought I needed it, what part of me I'm afraid to let go of. And the truth is, the dopamine rush, it comes from the chase, the order, the tracking number, not the wearing. So you buy, you sniff, you shelf, and you start chasing again. It doesn't close the loop, it just restarts it. So I've been thinking about a way to break that pattern. What if I sold the bottles I know don't belong, and instead of trying to chase a perfect resale price, I just took whatever they brought in and moved it somewhere else? Even something simple, something future-facing. Maybe I put it into Bitcoin, not because I think crypto solves this, but because it reframes the loss. It turns the decision from, what did I give up, to, what could this become? Because honestly, I'm not sure this is a fragrance story anymore. It's a story about permission, the permission to move on, to stop keeping reminders of who I used to be, just in case I forget. Maybe that's the new rule. If I still reach for it, if it still fits into my life now, it stays. If it doesn't, then it's time to let it go, because fragrance should live with you, not haunt the shelf behind you. All right, here we are, reaching into the box. I promise you, if I feel that I pick up a bond number 9, I'm putting it back down again. All right, here we go. First bottle. Okay, Eternity for Men Eau de Parfum. Now, this was one of my favorites in high school, which obviously we didn't have the Eau de Parfum back then. But what I believe this is as Eternity started going down the, weaker, as the reformulations kept happening, when they came out with this smell is what I remember in high school. And honestly, this is still one of my favorite fragrances in the world, which I know sounds silly with all of these other ones behind me, but it truly is. So this one will stay on the shelf for a couple of reasons. For one, sentimental value for sure. For two, it's not worth anything. There's no reason to sell it, and there's no reason to gift it either, because the chances that someone would appreciate this in the same way that I appreciate it is slim to none. So this one is going on the shelf. So here we go. Next one. Okay, Ralph Lauren Polo Supreme Cashmere. All right, so this one is really, really, really good. I haven't made much of a dent in the bottle. They don't make this anymore, and I have 2 smaller bottles of the Supreme Leather and the Supreme Oud. Those are maybe even better than this one, but this one's really good too. It's really amber forward. I appreciate it, but it's not gonna go on the shelf. See, we're making progress here. Not gonna go on the shelf. All right, next one. Oh, here we go. Carolina Herrera CH Men, and you could tell this is an older one because it has the little dangly charm there. This one is really, really good. This one is like sweet leather. I have no way to explain it. I've obviously used about half of the bottle. Now, this is one of those ones that it's going to toy with me because I think, you know, being this an older batch, you know, is this one that if I were going to sell it and do what I just talked about in the beginning of this video, maybe put it to something forward thinking, this would be a good one to do it with because I believe that it's worth a little bit of money now. So this one's not going to go on the shelf. It's actually might move on to a new place. Next bottle coming up. I love doing this. This is my favorite part. Okay. Cartier, I'm going to butcher this, Declaration d'un Soir is what I believe it is. So, oh my God, that smells good. I know, I'm spraying this on styrofoam. I'm a caveman. I don't have tester strips yet, but I did order them on Amazon, so they are coming in. That is so flipping good. So, again, we don't have a lot of room on this shelf, but the smell of this just brings me so much joy, and it's a half a bottle left. What I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna put it on the shelf. I'm going to Google this later on and look up the batch code, which is 3DAA, and see, you know, if it's worth anything. If it's worth something, then maybe it'll find its way out into the ether. If it's not worth anything, then I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna use it and just blow through it. Maybe this will be one of my nightstand fragrances that gets just used until it's gone. Okay, next. Okay, Bogart pour Homme by Jacques Bogart. I'm probably mispronouncing that. It looks like a French name. Now, I kind of remember this one, and I believe I bought this because Mr. Smelly, I don't know, I can't remember his first name, but he really had great things to say about this. And the funny thing is about this, even though I believe it was a very inexpensive fragrance, this is a one spray fragrance. Like one spray will kill everyone in a 5-mile radius. And it's very old school. Which is weird coming from me because I'm an old guy, but I don't resonate with it. It's interesting, but it's not for me. So it's not going to go on the shelf. All right, next one. Okay, Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct. Now this one I bought because Jeremy Fragrance said you have to buy it, it's the best thing ever. Not personally, meaning in one of his videos that I watched. And man, that does smell so good. So this is a half the bottle thing, and this is gonna be one of those ones again. I can't imagine it's worth anything, you know, monetarily. It smells so darn good. It's a perfect Florida scent. And I remember, you know, for what it is, it actually lasts a pretty long time too. So I'll look it up. If it's worth anything, it's gonna go bye-bye. If it's not worth anything, then this will be one that, you know, I cycle through, but it's not gonna go on the shelf right now. Okay. Oh, here we go. Navitus Parfums Vivamor. So this one is Steven from Redolescence came up with a line of fragrances. I mean, he did the whole 9 yards. He did all of the copy, writing the, you know, the cards, came up with the bottle design, came up with all the fragrances. Like, I mean, that is one heck of an undertaking. And he doesn't have just one or two. He has a lot of them, which I have quite a few of them. Like when he first launched it, he was one of the first channels I had ever watched. So, you know, naturally, not only did I want to support him, but I knew that this guy knows his stuff. So if he's coming out with fragrances, they're going to be like the best fragrances ever. And sure enough, they were. This one, Vivamor, to my nose, if you could picture Creed Aventus mixed with Baccarat Rouge 540, that's what this is. And I've blown through half of this bottle, and this stuff is strong. Like one spray and you're gassing people out. And I believe this was like a limited where they only made a certain run of it. I don't know if that's true anymore with the popularity of it, because I remember it being sold out like literally all the time. It is so good. Absolutely staying with me. I will bump other things on this shelf before I would bump this. So this is sticking with me. No questions asked. All right, next one. Okay, Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Looks like the little twisty thing of a watch, I think, which may be what it is. If not, then it's something else. And I don't know what that something else is. Okay, that smells decent. It's nice. This was probably a blind buy because I can't imagine that I would have said, oh, I need to have this. So this is not going to go on the shelf. It's nice, but you know, now that we're looking at things with a different lens, that's not going on the shelf. Here we go, next bottle. Salvador Dali Eau de Toilette. So the Salvador Dali Museum is in St. Pete, which is, you know, the area where I was born. So I actually got this at the Salvador Dali Museum. And this is totally 1980s hair on your chest, like Burt Reynolds kind of a fragrance. And it's so good. It's funky, it's animalic, it's everything like the 1980s or even late 70s in a bottle. I mean, this just has sentimental value, and I hate to use that word sentimental, but I can't imagine it being worth anything monetarily, but it brings me joy, so it's gonna stay. So this one's going on the shelf. Any fragrance that could bring a smile to your face like that, I mean, why get rid of it? All right, next. Kiehl's Original Musk. Small bottle, Eau de Toilette. Eau de Toilette, I don't know. I butcher all that stuff. The funny thing is, this smells really similar to the Salvador Dali. It has that same 1980s whatever. This was a gift from my wife, so I'm gonna keep it just because it was a gift from my wife. And this would be like maybe a night fragrance, so maybe what I'll do is I'll get her blessing if this is actually worth something and we want to throw it out there into the interwebs or something like that. Maybe I'll do so, but you know, I'll put it on the shelf for now, but that very well might be one that just comes off again. All right, next. Gucci Guilty Absolute. Okay. I already know what's happening here. This is that one that people raved about it, and I don't know how I use that much of it, because I remember this stuff is nuclear strong, and it smells like that note of hospital Band-Aid, whatever that is. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, it has that. I've been told by people that commented that the Accord is a leather Accord, and that's what I'm smelling. But that's no leather that I've ever smelled. And this is one of those ones that either you have people on one side of the fence or the other. Either they say, oh my God, that's the best fragrance I've ever smelled. Or they say, oh my God, it's hospital Band-Aid, I can't take it. I'm in the hospital Band-Aid camp, so that one is a no for me. You know, I don't know how or why I bought it, but it's not staying. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce this brand. And I will butcher it. It's L'Occcitan. And this one is just the Pour Homme for men. And I remember this one that I never wore this one out anywhere. It was not like a fragrance I wore out. But what I did do is, like, after a shower, this would be what I would spray like as a going to bed fragrance, which I have another one of these that is the same way. It's called Eau de Beau, which I really like that one. This one's okay. I'm not gonna put it on the shelf. Again, I don't know if it's going to be one of those ones that, you know, who knows, maybe I'll put like packages together of the ones that aren't worth a ton by themselves, but maybe put a little care basket of different fragrances together as a pack or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. We'll get creative. All right, here we go. Another Cartier. I don't even remember. This one's called L'Envol, L'Envol. Okay, and apparently I don't know how to get into the cap. Oh, okay, look at that. Ooh, okay, that is good. Has this weird, almost like honey, kind of like sweetness, but it's super classy. Wow, that one's really good. I could definitely see myself wearing that out, like dressed up. Definitely not casually, but dressed up in a nice, you know, white shirt, maybe a vest. Absolutely. We're gonna put this one on the shelf, but it may come off later, but that one's really good. I could see myself wearing that, and I could see myself getting through that bottle. All right, we're gonna do one more, and this will be it for today's video. And it is Guerlain, Heritage Eau de Parfum. Oof. That's good. It's classy. It's definitely gentlemanly. It's definitely 1980s, 1990s kind of a vibe to it. Definitely not something you would see on a young guy, but it's not something that I could say that I would reach for, especially with some of the other fragrances that I have that's giving me the same feeling, same vibe. Like even some of Roger Dove's, like, you know, Danger, how it has that like animalic, you know, grunt to it. This has that same thing. So I already have ones that I know I'm not getting rid of that'll last me a lifetime. So why do I need another backup? So I'm gonna go with knowing it. So on that note, we'll call that a day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.